we look ahead to the Canadian Grand Prix, our standing looks like this. Nico Rosberg has increased the gap to 60 points now to myself. 82 points me, Nico Rosberg, 143. The gap, Sebastian Vettel, has closed substantially. He's now only 10 points behind us going into the Canadian Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo has closed the gap on his teammate as well, just to 1 point. He sits on 72 points. Ferrari close behind with 66, and then there's a huge margin to Nico Hülkenberg in the Force India with 39 points. Masters moved up a place, overtaking Kimi Raikkonen up to 7th with 31 points. Ferrari with Raikkonen with 30 points. Perez with 26. Bottas with 24. Magnussen with 17, and Jenson Button still with only 2 points. Now a quick look at the constructors. Mercedes leads the way. Substantial lead of 81 points, 226 points in total. After 6 rounds, impressive stuff. Red Bull, 145 points. Ferrari, slowly closing the gap to 96 points. Force India with 65 points. Williams, close behind, 55 points. And McLaren with 19 points. Still, Toro Rosso, Sauber, Lotus, Caterham, and Marussia still yet to score any points. Not the quickest teams, but if there's any chance of them scoring points, it'll have to be with retired cars and them somehow slipping into the top 10. Hello and welcome back to F1 2014. Starting with last place career. We're at the Canadian Grand Prix for this race. As we look at the grid for this race, Nico Rosberg returns back on form to get pole position after the Monaco Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel takes second, Ricciardo third, Alonso fourth, Hülkenberg fifth, Valtteri Bottas sixth, Kimi Raikkonen in seventh, Felipe Massa in eighth, Sergio Perez in 9th, and Kevin Magnussen rounding out the top 10. After last race, we need to take as many points as possible in this race. We'll look at the weather. It's going to be a dry race, a little bit of cloud, 0% chance of rain, 25 degrees. Should be a good race. Race strategy, 1 stop, 18 lap race. Option 2 prime. Super soft to soft, so let's go to the race. We are now all lined up on the grid for the Canadian Grand Prix. We need to get at least second place in this race. Try and close the gap on Rosberg, unless he wins, of course. And it's lights out. Away we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. Got off to a good start. Into the slipstream Max Chilton. We go around the outside, going into turn 1. Go behind Caterham, Kobayashi. 3 wide as we go through turn 2. Sauber on our outside, now into the slipstream of Jean-Eric Vergne in the Toro Rosso. P16 at the moment, over down inside into turn 3. Clip Grosjean in the Lotus. Vergne still in front of us, 13th, around the outside of him. Up next to Kvyat, easy peasy, overtakes him. And Jenson Button through the little chicane is up next. Already into position 12, Button ahead of us in P11. See if we can make a move on him before the end of lap 1 as we run right through that chicane. Lose a bit of pace. Button starts to pull away. Let's come up to the hairpin. Turn 10. Late break into the corner. Jenson Button still ahead of us. try and close the gap. I have to go down this long back straight. DRS straight when available after lap 3. Try and get into the slipstream of Jensen Button as we come up to the final chicane. Final 2 corners of this lap. Brake late. Right a little bit of the curb. Past the wall of champions. Into the slipstream of Button as we start lap 2. Can we make a move going into turn 1? Brake late. Closing onto the back of Button. Down the inside into turn 2 we go. That is position 11 now. Button is behind us. Up next is his teammate Kevin Magnussen. Not too far in front of him will be our chances of getting points in this race. Into the slipstream of Magnussen we go. As we go into turn 6 and 7. Still Magnussen stays ahead of us. Pulls away, going up to turn 8 and 9. Do brake late, get it in, slightly cut the corner, no warning that time. Now, onto the start of lap 3, through the first sector. We've managed to dispose of Kevin Magnussen. Up next is Sergio Perez. Down the inside we go, into turn 6. He keeps the inside through turn 7, stays in front, we go purple through the first sector. Gets to the station of Perez, we'll make a move down the inside, we do. There's contact, he holds us up a bit, try and go around the outside now, up to turn 10 hairpin, into the slipstream we go. We've got Magnussen all over the back of us, looks like he's going to make a move as well. Down the inside we go into turn 10. Run wide, through the exit of that, hit the barrier on the outside. Up now, through turn 11, job done, P9. Up next is Kimi Raikkonen in the far. We've got DRS because we were behind Perez as we crossed the DRS activation zone. However, Perez is in our slipstream. Through this final chicane, cross the line, DRS again, pull away from Perez now, try and catch Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi Raikkonen looks to have made a move on Hulkenberg up to P7. We're now on the back of Hulkenberg at the end of lap 4. DRS on him. We will make a move down into the chicane. Yes, we do. Up the inside. Brake late as possible before the corner. Job done. Position 8 as we go purple in that lap time. Fastest man on track. Pushing really hard on these super soft tyres. Kimi Raikkonen up in front. Right on the gearbox of him. We'll make a move now to turn 3 and 4. Make a little look. Went a little bit wide through turn 4. So Kimi Raikkonen pulls away a little bit. However, close onto the back of him as we brake late into turn 6 and 7. Right into the pack excellently in this race. Nicely through turns 8 and 9 up to the hairpin of turn 10. We will make a move down the inside as we close onto the back. We have a look, we make the move down the inside. Do not hit the back of Bottas, run a little bit wide on the exit, miss the wall just about, but we have overtaken Kimi Raikkonen now. Up next is Valtteri Bottas in the Williams as he tries to make a move on his teammate Felipe Massa as we go into the final corner. He gets the job done. We don't make a move on Massa, but we look like we're going to make a move going into turn 1, again to the slipstream. We've got DRS on him as well. Felipe Massa has lost 2 places in the space of 1 sector. Up next is his teammate Valtteri Bottas. We go down the inside through turn 2. That is job done. Already up now into position 5 before our pit stops. No one has made a pit yet. Up next is Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. 3.5 seconds ahead of us. See if we can close the gap before the pit stops. Now on to the end of lap 7, coming down the back straight. Ricciardo is up ahead of us. Put the car into mix. We're supposed to come in at the end of this lap. However, we're not going to. We're going to go for one more lap. Try and make the overcut work. As we go through the line, 2.6 seconds separates myself and Ricciardo. However, battling are Ricciardo and Alonso. They've held each other up We're now right onto the back of Ricciardo as we go into turns 3 and 4. We're going to see if we can make a move before we get to the pit lane at the end of this lap. Dive down the inside going into turn 6. Get the move stuck, push Ricciardo out wide as we go through turn 7. Excellent move. Up into position 4 now. One place to go until we're on the podium. Up next is Fernando Alonso, which means Vettel is in second in the other Red Bull and our teammate is leading this race. Round the hairpin as we come onto straight before the final chicane. Try and get into the slipstream of Alonso ahead of us. He might be making a pit stop at the same time, but Ricciardo behind is making a pit stop as well. We're going to dive into the pits. Alonso has broke late going into the pits. We make it down the inside into the pit lane. Excellent move. Alonso did not see that coming from anywhere. Into the pit lane we go. Hopefully we don't get held up. Under 4 second stop. 3.8. Job done. We have jumped Alonso. That is provisional P3 now. As we come out in position 8 because cars ahead are yet to stop. We've also closed the gap to Sebastian Vettel. Just 1.1 seconds as we come out the pit lane. Hopefully we can get our tyres up to optimal temperature before Vettel so we can take advantage. Make a move up, hopefully into P2 when everyone else stops. Through 6 and 7 we go, the chicane. Vettel starts to pull away a bit. Now on to lap 10. Everyone else made their pit stops. Rosberg comes back out in first place. We're right on the gearbox of Sebastian Vettel. As we go through turn 2, up towards turn 3 and 4. Brake early for that. Get on the power early. Get into the slipstream of Vettel. Dive it down the inside. Go into turn 6. Easy peasy. Job done. That is now position 2. Which is what we were looking to try and get. However, we must now push all the way to the end of this race to try and catch Rosberg, who is leading. We need to try and beat him in this race. Let's try and close the gap on the championship as Vettel tries to make a look down the inside of us as we go into turn 10 hairpin. We deny him. We left in the room. However, the gap to Rosberg is more than 9 seconds. 9 seconds in 8 laps. It can be done, but we have to be faster than Vettel every single lap. As Vettel looks like he's going to make a move down the inside as we go to the final corner. We hit the wall of champions, no damage done, but we keep P2. Now on to lap 15. The gap to Rosberg is 7 seconds. We have not been able to close the gap to Rosberg that much. However, the gap to Vettel is 7 seconds. So it looks like we're going to at least get P2 in this race. As the two Red Bulls in 3rd and 4th look like they're going to battle it out to the final position on the podium. We've tried our hardest. We're going to push still. 6.7, 3 tenths in the first sector. We're going to push still. 4 laps to go. Can we catch Rosberg before the end of this race? Gap back up to 7 seconds. We're fast in the first sector. Slightly slower than Rosberg in the second sector. See if we are quicker in the final sector. Coming now to the end of the race. Final lap. We've managed to close the gap to Rosberg, surprisingly, to 4 seconds. It's probably been held up by a few back markers as we come up to those now. Unfortunately, it looks like Rosberg is going to take the win today. Myself in P2, which is great. 18 points compared to the last race, of only getting a single point. Rosberg will increase the gap to us in the championship by a further 7 points. But this championship is still not over yet. As we lap Max Chilton in the Marussia. He's doing an okay job. 22 people started, however only 21 are going to finish. Milk to Hairpin for the final time. Try and overtake Ericsson. He gets out of the way, as back markers should do. Get blue flags out of the way. Trying to hold us up. We have a few marbles on our tyres. Shouldn't affect us that much as we come through the back straight for the final time. Through the final chicane. Nice and smooth. Avoid the World Champions. Rosberg's won the race. P2 for us. As you can see, as we look at the race result, Nico Rosberg won the race, Lewis Hamilton second place. That is a Mercedes 1-2. Hamilton had one of those since, I believe, the Chinese Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel holds off his teammate just about to take third place. Daniel Ricciardo fourth. Fernando Alonso, after starting so well up on the grid, finishes in fifth place. Valtteri Bottas takes sixth. Kimi Raikkonen 7th, Felipe Massa 8th, Nico Hülkenberg 9th, and Jenson Button taking a final point in this race. Scroll down after the rest of the positions. We can see Kamui Kobayashi in the crater failed to finish the race. That was the car who couldn't finish the race. However, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave it a like. If you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Up next is the Austrian Grand Prix. I'll see you all there. Thank you for watching and goodbye.